Thinking about being on the first staff, what first amazed me is how few of us there were. When we had a staff meeting that was all the administrators and all the faculty, we sat around a conference room table that, I don't think there were more than 15 or 18 of us, counting absolutely everybody. And to me, it was just such a thrill when I thought about the fact that here we are, we're going to start a college.
I used to live here. We owned the land that the college is built on, and it was our farm. I grew up here. I was about 4 when we moved here. So they recruited my father to sell it to housing developments, which he refused to do, absolutely not. He wanted it to be used for something that was really good and worthwhile. So when the college came along and they narrowed it down to our place or Bangor, he really had his fingers crossed that they would pick this site, and they did. So he was very excited when we sold it to the college, that somebody could learn and benefit from the land that he really cared for and loved and worked on for so many, many years.
It was very different. We were brand new building. We were all new. It was almost like a family. As a matter of fact, when I found out about this college, I drove out here. I was so enthusiastic to visit. I came out here and I saw 2 men working, putting together cinder blocks and pieces of wood. I thought they were laborers. And I'm talking to him about the college, and he says, "Where are the deans?" I said, "Oh, all right." They were so enthusiastic they said, "We will get this done." I said, "I will be here." They said, "Great to have you aboard."
A lot of the students call the buildings Quonset huts, but they were not really Quonset huts. Quonset huts are these kind of rounded things.
I remember the campus as very cold and windy and open, and they used to refer to them as the barracks.
There were many one-story buildings all grouped together in a cluster. You had your main buildings, of course, which were the classrooms. You had one building for administration. There was another building toward the front parking lot, which was the library. And in the very forefront, as you came in the driveway area, was the cafeteria. And then behind the cafeteria, but still in the same building, was the campus bookstore.
The cafeteria where we did socialize, when we had vending machines and had to get coffee and food from them, from those vending machines. Really, it was like a social hub.
I think one of the most amazing things was the staff, because it was more than open door, it was open door. Like, they roamed around, they ate lunch with us. You could sit down with Dr. Richardson and have lunch or a snack.
The faculty and administration fit right in with the students. We participated with students. We participated in athletic-wise. We had an intramural program, a strong intramural program the very first year.
When they started the newspaper, I was right on helping out there. I was a cartoonist, and I guess you could call it a comedy writer. And one teacher was in charge of it. She says, "Tom, for Christmas, can you draw the teachers and administrators and have somebody whipping us like a sleigh on a sleigh ride?" I said, "I think I can," so I did.
The activity I was involved in the most was with our regular meetings with Phi Theta Kappa honor fraternity.
The first graduating class consisted of 2 graduates, another young woman and I. It was in February of 1969, and our graduation ceremony took place in Dr. Richardson's office.
And then in May, we had a regular ceremony, and I'll never forget, I was the marshal, and as I was leading the procession down, I realized that somebody had forgotten to remove the tapes from the seating, so that without removing the tapes, people couldn't get into the graduates couldn't get into the seats. So I quickly sort of moved over and pulled the tape off so that they were able to get in some sense of order, but it would have been a mess.
Being a part of the first group of students that came to Northampton was amazing, because you were the beginning of something that turned into just an incredible, amazing project and school of education for people that would not have been an opportunity before.